Nah, stuck it in the computer.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, yeah, no, I won't keep you too long. I just thought because people are losing their absolute minds over Pokemon, I thought it'd be hilarious to discuss it with you because obviously, you had your thoughts on Pokemon.
Yeah, so I think really, I always hope to see that they're going to bring the original Game Boy games to Nintendo Switch Online. And I always get severely disappointed when it's not mentioned. But I always try and keep my hopes up.
Yeah, I mean, I think the original games that I don't think they're ever going to come because I don't think the Pokemon Company and Nintendo are going to leave that cash on a subscription service. I think they're going to repackage them and sell them again individually, like they did on the Wii U and 3DS eShop.
Yeah, but
You
I'd
know,
happily buy that again.
yeah, I think they're going to do it at some point, but it may not come into the next system because that's money sitting on the table that people would buy. Like, I mean, even the other day, remember I mentioned like if they did like a Pixel remaster, like Final Fantasy Pixel remaster of like maybe the first four Pokemon games or something, or first six, that would fly off the shelves without even a question.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I agree. Yeah, that's a bit of me that I'd be all over it. And if they'd done
yeah,
some stupid version of it as well, like limited edition.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that will fly off the shelves. I see them cooking something up, but I don't think they want to lock it behind subscription service, to get
Yeah,
people to do it. I think they want to sell it individually and get that money from that. So I don't think it's coming to NSO anytime soon, despite what people might think. But I could be wrong. You never know.
yeah, no, very true. I do think that we will see some form of chibi restyle, maybe around November though. That's my
Mm,
prediction.
yeah. Well, possibly. Yeah. I mean, it seems we haven't had a new Pokemon anything since what Scarlet and Violet, which is what 2022.
Has it been
What
that long already?
2022? I think it was 2022, wasn't it? Because there was no
Yeah,
Pokemon
could be
last
wrong.
year.
No.
Yeah, I think it's 2022. We haven't had anything major Pokemon wise other than that, and then like the DLC they keep releasing and stuff like that. So I think we're due
Yeah,
something.
which takes about 45 minutes to complete.
So yeah, there's that. But I mean, the Pokemon Presents. I'm tempted to skip all the other stuff, but I think we'll quickly just talk about it, and then we can just give our 2 second thoughts on the nonsense. Um, so there was what Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Terra Raid Battle events with a Mighty
Yeah,
Venusaur, Blastoise, and
yeah,
Charizard. I haven't played
pretty
Scarlet and Violet.
cool.
I know you have, but so what do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, but the thing is, you can still get the originals anyway without needing the terror rate. It's just for stats, really, and to be able to terrorize, which means they just get bigger.
Mm,
Um, but I know that you haven't played them, but I actually really enjoyed Scarlet and Violet. I've finished all the Pokedex on Scarlet. I actually put too much time into Scarlet, so I didn't go with Violet. I've got it,
mm.
but I haven't actually played it.
Yeah, I just haven't had the urge to play it. Like I'd finished what's the last one I did? I did the what was it? Not black and white. What was the ones they did with the little cute chibi style one they
Brilliant
did?
Diamond
Yeah,
and
Brilliant Diamond,
Shining
Shining
Pearl.
Pearl. Yeah, I really enjoyed
Yeah.
that one. Finished that, and then I kind of played other games, but I never. I've got like two copies of Scarlet Violet here. I just haven't opened them yet. So it's on my list of things to do.
Definitely, yeah,
But yeah,
definitely get into them. They are. I mean, I would arguably say choose one and stick with it
yeah, yeah.
because there's not enough changes. I don't think to really warrant the big playthrough again if you're going to 100% it. But you know,
Mm. Cool. And then they had Pokemon Go X Pokemon Horizons, and I mean I haven't played Pokemon Go in years, and I've never watched the Pokemon Horizons anime, so for me it was kind of
mm,
like,
yeah, no, it's just some Pikachu with a captain's hat, isn't it? It's another
eh.
fucking
Yeah,
gimmick.
it's pretty much that, isn't it? A
Yeah,
special captain's hat wearing Pikachu, and that's about as
you,
exciting
you
as
won't
it
you won't be
gets.
able to trade over anything. It would just be sat on your Pokemon Go. So I've still got a Mewtwo in Pokemon box that I've not been able to do anything with. Mew, sorry, not Mewtwo.
Yeah, no, hold on to that because that's going to be really valuable at some point because they don't make them anymore. Yeah, so definitely hold on to that. That'll probably be worth a few bob in like 5, 10 years.
That'd be nice.
Um, yeah. And then we had what Pokemon Sleep editions, where you've got Entei, Suicune, I don't know how to pronounce that, and Raikou.
Suicune.
Suicune, yeah. Again, Pokemon Sleep, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Pokemon Masters EX 4.5 year celebration. Again, I haven't played Pokemon Masters EX,
I've never
so
got into that. I don't really know much about it, to be honest.
yeah, same.
I think it's just another pay to play, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one of these play mobile games, so just
Yeah.
not interested. Pokemon Cafe Remix, they're still going on with that. Again, new outfits and coins or something, just not
Yeah. To
even
do with
remotely interested.
gimmickle. Yeah. No.
Pokemon Unite, there's a new roster of fighters joining the ranks. Again, I've never. Have you played Pokemon Unite? I'm not into these mobile games that much, to be honest.
No, I haven't. I probably wouldn't entertain it either. To be fair, is
Yeah,
that the one that's like a League of Legends or Dota?
I think so. Yeah, it's like almost like a battle royale type thing where they're
Yes,
constantly
another
moving around the
one.
map.
Just fucking pay to win.
So yeah, but I think the last two definitely interested me. I know the last one interested you, but the Pokemon trading card game Pocket that interests me because I'm not a huge fan of having to carry around the physical cards or anything. So this I might try out. It looks quite interesting. What about
See,
you?
I feel I'm complete opposite on this one, and I'll tell you why. So, when you buy a Pokemon cards anyway, you get a code card for which you can use to put in on the TCG website, and you get exactly what you get, basically a pack to open.
Okay.
So I feel like it's already been done, and you can battle
Mm,
online and everything. So I don't see the only thing I think about this is that they're doing it in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links kind of aspect,
mm,
where it is all digital.
yeah.
But I mean, you so it depends on the price of the booster packs on there because, as far as I'm concerned, if you buy code cards, people pay like 2-3p each for them, and
Yeah.
you get a pack online. So I don't think they're going to be charging 2 to 3p for these digital packs. I reckon you'll be looking at I reckon maybe 289, 370. I reckon
Yeah.
is my guess. I know you get 2 free packs a day, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, I think personally, something is already out there that does that kind of thing. So, do I see this working? Of course, it's Pokemon. Everyone's going to have some, you know, uh, some fight for it to say it's amazing. But I'll definitely check it out. And I think if you're patient and you can just take your 2 free packs, then you might get a nice little collection. But I
Yeah.
don't think anything's going to have. I think the only difference is really that some of the cards on this will be animated like half so.
Yeah.
And whereas I think on the actual online, it is just like almost just a picture of the actual card, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been into the trading card game, to be honest. I just the thought of collecting the cards has just kind of been like just not of interest to me over a while. But something you can sort of play on your phone looks quite interesting. But I think I'd have to look at the cost obviously involved because if it's going to be like hundreds and hundreds of pounds to buy packs and all this sort of stuff like that will put me off kind of straight away. But it looked interesting. It just looked nice if you wanted to get
Yeah,
into it and didn't want to
I've
do the physical
literally,
stuff.
I've literally just got visions of like 70, 99, 99,
Yeah.
79, 99 for I don't know. I mean, for physical, you'd get. I mean, for say like £45 for an elite trainer box, you probably get like 10 packs in there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I reckon yeah, maybe they'll probably double it or something like that for.
yeah. So I think for somebody looking to get into the TCG, I think it's quite a good entry point because everyone's got mobile phones these days, and it's nice to kind of have it all in one. So I think it has its use case there. So I was
Do you
definitely
know?
interested in that and see
Do you
how.
know what I think it'll be great for?
Mm,
Is so kids that go to school and they can trade at school,
yeah, yeah,
like they're on lunch break or whatever, and they can trade cards instead of taking them in. Because I tell you what happens a lot is a lot of kids going with fake cards and trading their genuine ones. And I see all the time on forums and like parents kicking off, oh my, such and such has gone to school today and been traded this. It's not even real. I'm so fuming.
Ah.
Stuff like that always happens, and
I didn't know
I
that.
think that would combat, like, oh well, I've traded this. You're not going to get anything that's not genuine because it's on
Yeah,
the app.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good point actually. Yeah, so it'll be more secure. You're not gonna get basically fake digital cards because it's all in that sort of enclosed ecosystem. Okay, that's actually a
Yeah,
good point. Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting. I mean, the app itself looks quite polished, so that definitely sort of caught my eye. So I think I'll be keeping an eye out for that. As that's coming out at some point this year, it says. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for that.
yeah,
And then the last announcement was Pokemon Legends Z minus A or Z minus Alpha, some people call it, or ZA as they're putting up on there. Um, as soon as I saw Legends, I was like, I'm in because I think Arceus was the best Pokemon game I've played in a while, to say the
yeah.
least.
I'm wondering if they're going to go down the same route of the same sort of gameplay, but more polished, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we hope so because I mean, it's all but confirmed that it's coming. Obviously, going to be on the next Switch as well. So, if any of the specs are to be believed for the new Switch, there is no excuse for this game not to one look good, run at 60 FPS, and there's no excuse because if you can have games like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 running on the base Nintendo Switch, there is no reason why the next Pokemon game with all the bells and whistles, there's no reason why this game should not be good. So I'm sure Nintendo said to Game Freak, look, you've got power now. We'll give you Monolith Soft to help you out with development, but this game needs to be, the bee's knees. So, what did you
Yeah,
think of
I
the
agree.
sort of teaser trailer thing? It doesn't actually show any gameplay or footage, but kind of gives you an idea of what they might be planning on doing.
Do you know what I actually thought at first? I actually thought this looks a bit like VR. I was like, fucking hell, like, are we going to be that immersive around it or what? But
Yeah,
the only issue is I wasn't a big fan of the X and Y games.
yeah,
But I do believe that I only wasn't because the amount of, like, the baby in it did. Oh, you should probably go here now, and it wouldn't let you veer off or anything. You had to go a certain way. You had to follow
yeah,
the linear story. And but looking at this though, I mean, come on, the trailer looks polished.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah, and they've got what's the tagline? It says Pokemon Legends ZA, an ambitious new entry to the Pokemon video game series, will launch on Nintendo Switch systems in 2025. Now, I tweeted a bit about that because normally when they talk about Switch, it's always Switch family of systems, Switch family this, Switch family that. When they're talking about OG Switch, Switch Lite, and Switch OLED, that's what they normally
Yeah,
say. But saying Switch systems kind of like it kind of alludes to the fact that it's definitely coming to the next Switch, and because we're now hearing the rumors of the Switch being delayed into 2025 to allow more time for game development, etc., etc., it kind of lines up. Um, I mean, I said something the other day about, in 2017 we had Mario, Zelda, Xenoblade Chronicles, and a whole host of other first party games in 2017 when the Switch launched, and that was crazy.
yeah,
Everyone was like, "That's insane." So can you imagine if the Switch 2 launches in 2025 and it has a new 3D Mario, a new Mario Kart, and Pokemon in the same year? I mean, that would be that would be insane. Like, I don't think there would be enough
yeah.
Switches in the world to meet that demand. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see, and of course they're not gonna have this not released on the current Switch as well because you'll have 140 plus million users on that system. There's no way they're going to leave all that money on the table. So I think it's going to be cross-released on the new Switch and the old Switch. But what do you think?
Um, I would like to, if they're going to do that, then yeah, I agree. But I don't want them to effectively hold back. So, we're releasing it at 30 FPS on both systems so that people won't.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? I want them to
yeah,
give us a performance mode or a a fidelity mode, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Or at least say that, this is releasing on both Switches. If you want the best place to play will be the new Switch, but it's also available for older Nintendo Switch owners who haven't upgraded. Kind of
yeah,
play it like if you want the best place to play is the new Switch, but you can also play it on your old Switch. So you
yeah,
kind of steer
yeah,
people to the new version. That would be nice. But yeah, like you
yeah.
said,
I agree.
fidelity of performance mode be quite good. Um,
I'd
yeah,
definitely like to
so
see that. Really.
yeah, well, let's hope because Nintendo. I mean, it's the console market is open for Nintendo at the moment. I mean, Xbox is in a shambles, PlayStation's all over the place. So, they have the time and space to be able to get it right to launch this system perfectly and have the games available. So, if they manage to get a Pokemon Legends game out in 2025 and it's play has the same gameplay as Legends Arceus, looks polished, runs polished. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Um, so hopefully. But
Yeah, I
overall, I
definitely
know you
agree.
were disappointed that there were no, because we talked about it beforehand, and you were convinced that there were going to be a Chibi style remake of X and Y because of these leakers and rumors. And I told you, don't listen to them.
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, I thought black and white because they were
Mm,
putting so much black and white stuff all over their Instagram.
mm.
And it was just like, surely they're gonna come up with this on Pokemon Day, but they always do it. You always have these rumors, and you start thinking stuff, wow. But then all the
Yeah,
leaks of the fucking actual, like, it kind of went the same way about how uh, brilliant Diamond and that got really like leaked. They
yeah,
almost
yeah,
looked identical, like the leakers and
yeah,
stuff. But I mean,
yeah,
I still personally think something like that might come, but
yeah,
I definitely would. I mean, if someone put that in front of me or said, "Oh, you can have a Pixel remaster, give me the Pixel remaster 100
yeah,
times, whatever."
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, these leakers, I mean, it was, like you said, it was all over the internet and there's all these sort of hints there. But I was thinking, there's nowhere they're going to drop that on a Pokemon Presents, I don't think. I think they'll do a new announcement of a new-ish game at some point because we hadn't heard anything for 2 years, essentially, for anything post Scarlet and Violet. And I
Yeah,
think you'll probably get a Nintendo Direct later in the year where you might get like a Chibi style or Let's Go remake of Black and White. So that's possibly coming. I think you're right. I think we'll get something Pokemon this year, but they are gearing up to put all their key resources into this Pokemon ZA for next year. So who was it who did the Brilliant Diamond Shiny Pearl? Was it Ilka or something? I think they're called.
yeah, man. Everyone
Yeah.
was going insane if they saw that because they weren't very well accepted. Them two in the entries because they were effectively unfinished when they were released.
You think so?
Yeah, well, they admitted it, didn't they? They had to put in extra content and package and patches because the end game content wasn't finished. People were getting there, and they're like, "Well, we can't finish it." And
Ah,
yeah,
I
so
didn't
that
know
was
that
kind of
actually.
that was why they had such a big uproar because the fucking content wasn't even done. You couldn't even trade or certain Pokemon. You had to wait and all that lot for it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was along them lines anyway. Like because I remember
Mm,
getting to the end game and it said, "Oh, such and such is still under construction."
yeah.
So you sort of you you can't blame people for being annoyed, but also on the flip side, I didn't really understand the hate for Scarlet and Violet because
Mm,
although they don't run very very well in some aspects, they're
mm,
still great games. But
mm.
I think really their best games for the Switch systems was it Sun and Moon?
Yeah,
No, not
yeah.
Sun and Moon.
Oh, what for the
Was it?
Switch?
Yeah. What was the ones before
No,
that?
we've had what have we had? Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah,
We've had
Sword and Shield. That's the one.
Oh, I love
Sword
Sword and
and
Shield. That was
Shield, I
such a
think, were
good
the
game.
most polished
Yeah,
Pokemon games that have been
yeah,
on the Switch system. They were fucking brilliant.
yeah. I did enjoy Sword and Shield. That was very much one of my favorite Pokemon games to play. I think I preferred the gameplay in Arceus much more than Sword and Shield because Arceus was just it was just such a breath of fresh air from the usual sort of the standard Pokemon games. But yeah, Sword and Shield was very, very good, which of course got so much hate as well, but still end up being one of the best selling Pokemon games they had.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I'm not being funny though, but like people hated on it then, but
Yeah,
when
and
they
now they
see
love it
Scarlet and
now.
Violet, they
Yeah,
realise actually it looked fucking amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Because
I,
some of the graphics in Scarlet and Violet are very questionable, I must say. But like, I mean, and you sort of there's a lot of frame rate problems, but
yeah.
I don't actually put. I think the Switch is capable of handling more than what that. I think it's more to do with the
It's
developing.
Game Freak, yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's the same thing I've heard from people is that the gameplay loop in Scarlet and Violet is the best Pokemon they've ever played. It's fantastic. But they've just said the performance in areas and some of the sort of visual fidelity is just poor. And it's like, it just goes back to people saying it's not like you said, it's not the Switch hardware because you cannot have games like Astral Chain, Luigi's Mansion 3, Xenoblade Chronicles, Breath of the
Obviously,
Wild, Tears of the Kingdom running on the Switch looking as fantastic as
yeah,
they are.
3D
And
Land.
then, yeah, exactly. You can't have those games looking like that. And then tell me that it's the hardware. Clearly the developer doesn't seemingly have the right skills to get the most out of the hardware, which is why I think they should get people like Monolith Soft and others to help Game Freak out with the development because clearly
Yeah,
something's not right. Because it will get to a point where you'll lose the goodwill that your Pokemon fans have. So I think that's something they need to work on. But hopefully this new system will, um, give them the a bit more tools to work with. So even if they do don't optimize it amazingly, the hardware will kind of make up for it, which is not the
yeah,
best way to go. But yeah,
I get what you mean. I mean, I think the thing is as well is Pokemon need to realise as much as they're. I mean, any game like Scarlet, Violet, Sword, Shield, and everything to a child is going to impress them anyway because they're going to think, "Wow,
yeah,
this is amazing."
yeah.
But there are a lot of Pokemon fans that are from the '90s. We're
Adults,
still here, you
yeah,
know. Like we want
adults,
to, yeah.
yeah,
Let us eat,
exactly,
mate. Let us eat.
yeah. Yeah, it's doable, but yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Oh well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I thought it was I mean, most of the announcements in that Pokemon Presents were just like, yeah, the usual mobile stuff to stuff I'm not interested. But definitely the digital trading card game and Pokemon Z, I think were my highlights from that. I think for you, what were your highlights in that?
Pokemon Z.
Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say
I'm sorry, man. The rest can just fuck
trading
off.
card game was I'm not interested to you, but yeah, I
I
think
will look
yeah,
at it though. I will look at it. That saying that I will look at it, but I'm not. I'm not sold.
yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you. I thought that was I thought that would be the case. But yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, well, thanks for again sharing your thoughts on that one. Much appreciated. And I'm
Thank
sure
you
we'll
very much
find
for having
something
me.
else to talk about. It's all right. I'm sure we'll find something else to talk about because there's always news coming out. Oh,